Hello again, welcome back to these videos from our Slice of Pie page. Today we're going to talk about TOEFL. Yes, TOEFL, a famous English test. If you've never taken it, I'll explain a lot about it today. There are two versions of TOEFL. But before I do that, don't forget to like us below, and of course give us a comment. If you've taken the TOEFL, tell us what was your TOEFL score, or what areas of TOEFL were most difficult for you. So of course today about TOEFL, there's two kinds of TOEFL. As you can see here, it even says here, computer test or paper test. This book is kind of old. Now it's called IBT, Internet-Based Test, IBT test or paper test. The IBT is more popular these days, I think because easier to take. You don't have to go to a main location. But I'll explain how they're different in this video, and we'll do one more video about TOEFL later. So of course the IBT test, the TOEFL IBT, Internet-Based Test versus the paper test, what's the main differences? Of course, one huge difference is the IBT test is 4 hours, where the paper test is only 3 hours. And that relates mostly to the speaking, I'll explain later. But each section of the paper test, you have less time. Kind of more mini problems, but less time than this one. Sorry, that's my timer. Okay, so let's see next. Yes, so of course I'm going to talk about the sections today. So both of them are interesting, but computer test has, let's see what they have, reading, writing, listening, and structure. For the paper test, sorry, I should be saying the paper test. Structure and written expressions, kind of like grammar. So today, in today's video, I'm going to mostly go over the reading and the listening sections because they're similar both. Of course, in the computer or the IBT tests, they also have reading, listening, and they have writing, which is a little different, and they have speaking, which is completely different than the structure for this one. So this one can't do speaking because there's no teacher to grade your speaking at the time. So let's see, of course, paper test versus computer test. For the reading section and listening section, we'll do today. Next time, we'll talk about the writing and speaking, or the writing and structure sections. Okay, so reading sections, of course, here. So, of course, the IBT, I should start with the IBT test first. In the IBT, let me put this down, yes. So TOEFL, don't forget. Test, I should have said this at the beginning. Different from TOEIC. TOEIC, I think we did some videos about this before, but TOEIC is a test to show your English skill to your employers, to your future companies. TOEFL is if you want to go overseas, especially to North America, Canada, America, to prove you have good English ability before you enter the college. So they ask, some companies in America ask foreigners to do TOEFL, but mostly it's asked to prove. So TOEFL is much more academic test than TOEIC. TOEIC is much more useful English test. So if you're not planning to go to college, of course TOEIC is the way to go. If you want to help your job, like that. But if TOEFL, if you're planning to go to college or graduate school in America or North America, please take TOEFL. So let's see. So of course the TOEFL, we have the IBT test versus the paper test. So the TOEFL IBT, of course, on the reading section, we have 3 reading passages, which have a time limit from 54 minutes to 72 minutes. So it's actually longer than the paper one. On the paper test, of course, they have 5 instead of 3 to 5 reading sections. They have 5 passages which are kind of shorter word limit. Each passage is a little shorter on the paper test, but the time is shorter. You have 55 minutes, exactly 55 minutes. On the computer test, depends on the test, it might be from 54 to 72 minutes, of course, and the scale is different. That's why some people don't understand the scale. If you buy one of these books to study with, of course, as like I said in the Aiken classes, and also the TOEIC videos I've done, you should always go to an Aikido school or an English school like myself, where they can judge you, and there's some tests in here, and also the teacher will design some tests to level check you to know which section is most difficult or which section is easiest for you. So of course, so the scale is different. So in the back of the books, what I was talking about earlier is the scale. So on the reading scale, on the IBT test, is from 0 to 30 points, I think. And then on the paper test, of course, it's from 31 to 67 points is your score. So your score will be different, depends on which test you take. The college will understand it, but if you want to translate it and find out, then of course, so that was the reading section. On the listening section, the IBT test, internet-based test, there's 4 to 6 lectures, and they say lectures because The TOEIC test is like, listen to this business news, or listen to this weather news, listen to something like, or read this USA Today report. But of course, for the TOEFL, they're lectures. So you're listening to real lectures, like you imagine, like professors. So they're much more deep into the subjects, like history. If you're good at history, that's helps you. But if you're like history class or math class or science class or biology class, because they want you to get ready before go to a college overseas, in America, Canada especially. So of course you'll listen to 4 to 6 lectures and 2 to 3 conversations, recordings. And then, of course, the score will be, the time limit will be from 41 minutes to 57 minutes. And then on the paper test, instead of 4 to 6 lectures and 2 to 3 conversations, so that means you listen 6 to 9 times for the IBT test. For the paper test, you listen 3 to 4 mini talks, so not full lectures, 3 to 4 mini talks, and 2 to 3 extended conversation. So conversations is matching the paper test and the IBT test, but the lectures are longer on the IBT than they would be. So the IBT is much more realistic overall for every section. So where like I said, the IBT test is 41 to 57 minutes, the paper test is 30 to 40 minutes you'll have to listen. So everything is about 1/3 less time. And then of course the scale on the scores on the IBT test for listening, you get from 0 to 30 points again. And also somewhere on the paper test, you get 31 to 68 points. So it actually starts at a higher point, 31, 68. So it sounds like those points are higher, but they eventually convert. So that was on the reading and listening sections for the IBT internet-based TOEFL test and the paper test. So I hope you understand both well. And if you have any questions about this, you can comment below. You can also come to my school if you're in Japan, and I'll help you out more if you want to someday go to an American college or university if you have problems with this. Even when I was in college in America, I used to help my Japanese friends pass these tests, and also other foreign friends. When they wanted to transfer to different colleges, they had to prove their English ability by passing this test. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, so don't forget to subscribe and comment and like. And also here's some other videos from QA videos that we have, and here's some other popular videos on our channel. Until next time, thank you everybody who watches until the very end. Have a good day. See you.